problem. This
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to our Tuesday, May 12th, regular council meeting. I will assume that all members of council are present, as well as our municipal clerk. And that the meeting will start on time at 9:30 a.m. We respectfully acknowledge that the township of Allen-Culloden is located on the Mississauga-Nashanibik territory and is the traditional territory of the Mississauga-Nashanibik. Township of Allen-Culloden respectively acknowledges that the Mississauga Nation are the collective stewards and caretakers of these lands and waters in perpetuity, and that they continue to maintain the responsibility to ensure their health and the integrity for generations to come. Next, we're going to move on to approval of the agenda, and we have a motion to amend the paired agenda, and I'll read that off to everyone. It is recommended the council of the corporation of the township of Allen Halton enact as follows. That the notice provisions be waived to include a report on altering the starting time of the May 2026 planning regular council meeting, as well as an item for closed session under Municipal Act 239 2F. Advice that is subject to solicitor client privileges, including communications necessary for the purpose. And 239 3-1, education or training session related to meetings of quorum of council members, and that the agenda for the regular council meeting held on May 12, 2026 be approved as amended. Can I get a mover in a second? Moved by Councilor Booth, seconded by Councilor Ainsworth. Any questions? Go ahead.
I'd also like to add an item to the agenda, please.
Okay,
I'd like to add the urgent request for dredging of Wicklow boat launch. This is correspondence that was received in early April, and it is indeed of an urgent nature, given the timelines for this.
okay, we're gonna put that in. I think there's something for everyone. We need a seconder to make that amendment. Seconded by Councilor Booth. All in favor? Motion's carried. Anything else? Councilor Booth.
Through you, your worship, I'd also like to add something to the agenda is the communication we received from the residents on Tucker Road. We received 2 weeks ago. I'd like to be able to bring it up under, I guess it would be maybe protection and, let's see. We can put it in somewhere there, but I'm sure under reports or something, but we received a letter, all of council and senior staff from Tucker Road.
Okay. Get a seconder. Seconded by Councilor Leo. All in favor? That's carried. And we'll, the clerk will prepare it at the appropriate time, and then we'll bring it up for discussion. Yes.
So through you, Mr. Mayor, the motion has been amended to read that the notice provisions be waived to include a report on altering the start time of the May 26, 2026 planning regular council meeting and an item for closed session under Municipal Act 239 2F, advice that is subject to solicitor client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, and 239 3.1, educational or training sessions relating to meetings of forums of council members, and a report for discussion on dredging of Wicklow Beach boat launch, as well as a discussion on Tucker Road police shooting practice, and that the agenda for the regular council meeting held on May 12th be approved as amended.
We already have a mover and a seconder.
Correct, that was moved by Councilor Booth, seconded by Councilor Ainsworth.
Any further comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. Seeing none, that will be duly noted. Moving on to approval of the minutes. We have minutes from April 14th, as well as our municipal planning / regular council meeting of the 28th of April, 2026. It is recommended the council of corporation of the township of Allen Halton enact as follows. That the minutes of the following meetings be approved. April 14th, 2026, regular council meeting. April 28th, 2026, municipal planning / regular council meeting. Can I get a mover and seconder? Councilor Ainsworth, seconded by Deputy Mayor Stolberg. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Does anybody have any business arising from any of those minutes? Seeing none, all in favor? It is recommended the council of the corporation of township of Allen call them enact as follows. With the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting held on April 21st, 2026 be approved. Mover in a second, moved by Deputy Mayor Stover, second by Councillor Booth. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion's carried. Are there any business arising from the previous minutes? Seeing none? All in favor? Oh, there is no vote there. Business arising. Oh. So we do have recommendations from the committee of the whole meeting from April 21st, 2026. And there are, I believe, 6 recommendations. And I'll read the recommendations and then we'll vote. But if you want something pulled, please announce it at the time, and then we'll discuss those individually. So the first recommendation is that council award contract number 2025-7773 for the Grafton well replacement to Peak Construction in the amount of $759,900, excluding HST, and that a bylaw be brought forward for council's consideration to authorize staff to enter into an agreement with Peak Construction for contract number 2025-7773. Recommendation number 2, that council support the correspondence from the Northumberland Labor Council regarding invitation to the National Day of Mourning Ceremony. Recommendation number 3, that council support correspondence from Rutendell Nell, Lynchstock, and Reagan Township regarding enhanced school bus safety. Recommendation number 4, that the council support the correspondence from Rutendell, Lynchstock, and Reagan Township regarding provincial bail notifications program. Recommendation number 5, that the council support the correspondence from the city of Pickering regarding call to action for justice and protection of Canadian children. And recommendation 6, the council support engineers to be included in the process as outlined in the correspondence to the Municipal Engineers Association regarding OPS harmonization. Can I get a mover to seconder? Moved by Deputy Mayor Stover, seconded by Councilor Booth. Anyone want to talk about any one of those more specifically? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Next we have item 9.1, Grafton pedestrian and roadway improvements update. And I believe Stefan is here. Stefan, do you want to come forward in case we have any questions regarding the report? Good morning. Thank you for being here. I think council said there's an opportunity to read it, so, is there any, first of all, last meeting, changes or just up to date?
Yeah, so through you, Mayor, there is one matter I'd just like to add to my report here, just to clarify the scope of the area where this project is going to be focused on. The primary amount of the work is within the Highway 2 corridor, so approximately from Lyle Street south till about the church there. Additionally, there is a possibility of another pedestrian crosswalk that will be installed near the arena. Right by the automotive shop, there's a pathway that runs through there north-south. So that's another evolving detail in the project too. So here to answer any further questions.
Members of the council, any questions? Go ahead, Mayor Catherine.
Thank you for that clarification. I always like to have maps and pictures that help me understand. Pleased to hear that we're looking at both of them. Is that intersection at all being looked at then at Lyle and then the little street that goes up to St. Mary's, that weird little one?
So through you, Mayor, are you talking Lyle Street South, that location, and are you?
Yeah, where it intersects with number 2.
And are you commenting on like a sidewalk being installed in that?
Just, yeah, pedestrian safety there, or is that part of the scope or not?
So the main pedestrian improvement would not be at that location, it would be at the old Danforth location in Highway 2. So there is that's the other location for the pedestrian sidewalk improvements to be put there, so that'd be flashing beacons, signage, and that would be I guess we would like to call it the primary point for people to cross north to south across Highway 2. That's where that would be installed.
Thank you. Follow up?
And I mean, my first thought was that if this was looking at the school safety zone, so any chance you have an update on the school safety zone for us?
So through you, Mayor, we're looking to install some additional signage just at the crosswalk that's currently at the Station Road location where the line painting was, but nothing beyond that in this particular project for the county.
Okay.
Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Vogel, through you to Stephanie. With that, addition, would that increase the cost?
Through you, Mayor. So my understanding, my discussions with the county is that that would be incorporated into the amount that I've asked for to be allocated for this project. So barring any severe price increases, obviously diesel is increased astronomically in the price of materials. Barring that, it should be included within that $110,000.
Great, thank you.
Follow up? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Vogel, if I may, one more, and it's just kind of gone. Do you have a start time for this?
So through you, Mayor, no, we're currently just in the final revisions of the design. I believe the county would like it to go to tender in June. The project is expected to be completed, my understanding is, in the summer months. But yes, it's a pretty quick turnaround with this, but we're still within the design phase. It's not about, we're near the end of it.
Great, thank you, Mayor Vogel.
Any other questions from council? Your Catherine?
I'm sorry to throw this at you. It just came to me as I was listening here. If we're moving 110,000 to this one, what doesn't get done then?
Through you, Mayor, so for the Surface Street program?
Basically, I guess, if that's where the money is coming from.
Yeah, so I've created a short list and I'm just waiting on finalized costs for what the surface treatment would be there. The roads that we likely wouldn't be getting to this year, I believe would be Massey Road would be off the list, off the top of my head. And there would be a few other sections that would be dropped from the list, but once again, I'm just trying to have a firm understanding of what our pricing will be from surface treatment to know how far our dollar will go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're not requesting to change the dollars at all. Your just proposal is to change some of the actual roads, which we really don't have any control on. I shouldn't say we have no control. We do have control because that's how much money you got. So you can go ahead and spend it how you see best fit.
Right, so through you, Mayor, yes, it would be just a deduction off of the 970,000, 110,000 would just be set aside for this Grafton Urban project. And then that would leave us about $860,000 for the gravel and for the surface treatment program for the year.
I'd like to ask one question. Do you know if they're planning on adding any calming features for the road?
Through you, Mayor, a question more for the county. I have seen some increased signage as a part of the drawings. I imagine that would be just notifications and pedestrian walkways, things like that. I can ask the question to a representative in Northumberland County and come back with an answer.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
I have one for you, Mayor Local, but not for our staff member.
Okay. Okay, what do you?
Oh, well, thank you very much for bringing this forward. Pedestrian safety is very high on my list of priorities. I'm just wanting to clarify and understand something that you just said. We have an amount in budget that's given. Our manager has done what I believe a good manager does and brought it before us, because this is actually changing a service level, which I believe is definitely our job as council. We're not giving budget and then you have no accountability for that. And I really appreciate the accountability of this report that's coming to us. And we need to do our job and think about how that impacts service levels and how that serves our community. And I will reiterate, I think this really serves our community well.
Go ahead.
Through you, Mayor, I just have two more points to add, just to set expectations on the project. So one thing that will be changing at the intersection of Old Danforth and Highway 2 is the pedestrian crosswalks currently located on the west side, heading north and south. This project would actually have it switch to the east side, so it'd be more in line with the town hall there. And additionally, there's going to be the installation of north-south sidewalk on Old Danforth Road by the Lassen Ladle and the antique shop. So there is some more pedestrian facilities to be, walkway facilities to be installed on that. But that is just so you are aware, a significant change, I would say, for the hamlet, and just to be aware of it.
Thank you. Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Through your Marilyn Lynn, it's really a comment. And, this is so needed in the area. And as I'm listening to Stefan, I remember you and I coming out of the town hall one day, and all of a sudden the westbound lane turned into a two-lane highway. And you and I both looked like, how could this be possible? So the sooner the better for this would be great, because crossing there is so significantly, it's really hard to get across there sometimes. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions for Stefan? Thank you, Stefan. Does anybody have any comments or want to discuss where they're coming from? It does not involve staff. Okay. I will make a quick comment on what Councilor O'Neill did say. I've been reading a lot on operational versus governance. The governance portion is how much money that the township or council gives to the in this case, our maintenance person, to determine how much we should give them, and it's up to that person who's the expert to decide where it's going to do it. Now, it works best when we communicate, we know where each other is going, but it's up to staff to make those decisions, because they are the experts, not us. Like, comment, no other comments? All in favor? Okay, well, I'll make the recommendation that we read off the recommendation. It is recommended that council of the corporation of the township of Alma Cullinan enact as follows: that council received report PW 2026-05 for the Grafton Hamlet pedestrian and roadway improvement for information, and that council authorized staff to reallocate funds from the 2026 road capital program in the amount of $110,000 for the Grafton Hamlet pedestrian and roadway improvement project. Mover and seconder. Moved by Deputy Mayor Stover, seconded by Councillor Ainsworth. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion is carried. Parks and Rec Department report. Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you.
And we have Zach here this morning to address his report. And it is a salvage and future use of existing dasher boards and rig glass from Holdeman Community Memorial Arena. And there is an update. Zach, please go ahead with your report. If there's an update, please advise us.
So, for you, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, council. Good morning, everyone. So, yeah, we're looking at basically what options are available with the, salvaging the existing dasher boards and glass from, Alderman Community Memorial Arena. We have, now, there's been a soft demo done basically, so we actually have the materials that are sitting on, in the arena ready to go to be picked up, so we basically have to decide, and wanted the instruction from council and staff of what we should do with them, whether we should be trying to donate them or sell them, and, here we are.
Thank you, Zach. Any questions for Zach? Go ahead, Councilor Booth.
Thank you, Zach, for this report. I guess one question through you, your worship, the part of the RFP, is the contractor responsible for taking away all this stuff though? If, like the concrete and all the waste and everything, was the glass and boards included in that? Because I think it's a great idea that you offer them for sale. If we can get money for it, it's great. Or if we could donate them. What I'm concerned about is where we're gonna store it. And historically, I've seen a lot of people try to get rid of this stuff and it sits for years. I'm concerned that if it is in the RFP, maybe later, if we find out we can't sell it or we can't donate it, that we make sure that the contractor takes it away. Otherwise, that stuff's gonna sit in the Centerton barn or whatever for 50 years.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. So, a couple of things. One, yes, it is included. We have to get rid of it. And two, we already have multiple interested parties in it, so it's, fairly certain that we'll get some price for them, or there'll be some existing bids, so I'm less concerned about it. And those obviously would include removal of that, so they would be responsible for removal. The existing contractor company would basically just be setting it aside, so within the actual ground, somewhere we can store it temporarily, so that's being basically looked at, but it's not a lot of area. It's 2 or 3 craters, basically stagnant.
Okay, thank you. That's good news then.
2 or 3 pallets?
Oh,
Is that what I said? Yeah, okay, thank you. Good point. Because we do tend to be, tend to let stuff sit, not any different than anybody else, but we're hoping. But I think it's reasonable, especially since it's, part of the contract, that before the end of the contract, those be disposed of, or otherwise we're gonna get stuck with it for the next several years. Any other comments? Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Lobo. Mayor Lobo, through you to Zach. It's great that we have different people or organizations wanting to purchase this, so that should expedite the removal. So could the removal happen like tomorrow, or do we have to wait a certain length of time?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, so, the existing stuff will get basically moved somewhere out of the way for when the contractors are starting potentially this week, so it will be out of the way. But yeah, essentially it can get removed as soon as it's sold, or as soon as it goes through the municipal procurement process.
Okay, great, thank you.
Go ahead, Councilor Ainsworth.
You, Mayor. I wonder if it's possible that we could get some kind of estimate of what that stuff was worth. So say that the glass, because half of it was plexiglass and half of it was actually tempered glass. So if we had an idea of what they might be worth versus the bids coming in, so say someone might bid $500 for it all, it might be worth $10,000. So I wonder if it would be worthwhile to make time to do that, to figure out at least what that would be a ballpark figure.
Yeah, I think staff would be doing that on their own accord. We don't have to tell them to do that. Hopefully they would know to do that.
So, through you, Mr. Mayor, so, did a little bit of research on it, and the numbers came in around $5,000 to $10,000, but that's also for like complete set of equipment, and in a perfect world where some of the stuff we have existing for many years. So, it is true that we have actually, better resources coming from it than we thought we had in terms of the actual tempered glasses in good shape, boards in relatively good shape, but we weren't able to remove the, I'm not sure what they're called, but basically what holds the glass in place, just because that would have been a much bigger process in terms of what we have done. So, that will get demoed as a hard demo, so, anybody interested in purchasing, it's not a complete arena set. And I think we had one piece of glass that broke back, so it's fairly complete, and like I said, it's in very good shape, but it's not ideal for, maybe $10,000, but my original estimate is put it somewhere in a $2,000 range, what we should be able to get for it, potentially more.
Well, the thing of it is, I'm gonna remind everybody, and of course, I haven't read it yet, but, what the recommendation one is that we put them up for sale and we follow procedural bylaw as to how it goes for sale, procurement bylaw, I should say. So as long as we're following that, I'm satisfied that we're doing the right things. Any other comments? Go ahead, Councilor Ranger. Any questions for,
Well, I just moved here that we go with option one.
okay, I'll read the record, or and then you can make your motion, okay?
Okay.
Okay, keep with the reading.
Yeah, good, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Mike's made the motion that we go to option one. I need a seconder for that. Seconded by Councilor Booth. Any further discussion? All in favor? That's carried. Okay. Okay, we've got a little bit different, agenda than we normally have. We've got two closed sessions this morning. And we're gonna have the first closed session starting now, and we will inform everybody as soon as the closed session is done, so that you can back to back and join us. Going to read the requisite, or pardon me, read the literature, move into closed session. It's recommend the council corporation of township Alva Haldeman and act as follows. That the regular council meeting of May 12, 2026 be move into a closed session on municipal act section 239 2B regarding personal matters of an identifiable individual, including municipal or local employees. The advice that is subject to solicitor client privilege, including communications necessary for that person. And this is regarding a closed session investigation report of May 13, 2025, committee resignation letters. Need a mover and second. Moved by Deputy Mayor Stover, seconded by Councilor, Booth. All in favor? Motion is carried. Just a few seconds, wait. Okay, we're going back into open session. And I'll report on a closed session. Council met in closed session to receive a legal opinion regarding the closed meeting investigators' closed meeting investigation report of May 13, 2025. Regarding committee resignations letters. The opinions provided an assessment of the report's analysts, reasons, and conclusions. The opinion reviewed and considered 4 resignation letters of former municipal advisory committee volunteers and found that the letters contained personal information. The opinion concluded that the letters were properly considered in closed session by council during its meeting on May 12, 2025 pursuant to the Personnel Matters Exemption Section 239 2B of the Municipal Act 2001. Recommendations for council consideration on how to proceed with addressing the closed meeting investigation report include: number 1, receive the report for information and take no further action. 2, receive the report but decline to adopt its recommendations. Or number 3, choose to implement the recommendations in whole or in part. Can I get a mover and seconder?
I will move that we accept the information in the whole, or the recommendation.
Oh. Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure what you said there, Catherine, but this is to receive the report at a close.
Sorry, my apologies. You had listed some options, and so I was just picking up on those options. My apologies there.
Okay, so I moving?
I'll move to receive the report.
Moved by Mary Catherine and seconded by Deputy Mayor Stover. Any further questions? All in favor? That's carried. So, 13-1. 13-1, we're moving on to now in open session, which is a closed meeting investigation of May 13, 2025 from Principals Integrity, closed meeting, May 13, 2025 report. It is recommended that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Allen-McCullough act as follows: that the closed meeting investigation, May 13, 2025 report from closed meeting investigator Principals Integrity be received for information. Do I get a move and seconder?
I move that with
Okay.
the addition,
You're gonna move? Yeah,
with the addition that council choose to implement the recommendations in whole.
thank you. Can I get a seconder?
I'll second that.
Okay. Seconded by Councilor Booth. Go ahead, here, Catherine.
Transparency is very important for our municipality, and I believe that having these letters come forward gives us full transparency. I do trust that our clerk will ensure that any sensitive or personal nature information that would allow someone to be contacted or learn about a particular personal situation in that would be redacted by our clerk. I have faith in that we are not putting our residents at risk in any way by publishing these letters. I also want to ensure that we protect our citizens' ability to express an opinion. And I do not want to be doing anything that can be perceived as shutting down the voices of our residents.
Thank you. Go ahead, Councilor Ainsworth.
Through you, Mayor, I disagree. Those letters had so much personal information in it, and they also had personal information about other people in some of those resignation letters. So staff did the right thing by bringing them to close.
Thank you.
That's where they should stay.
Thank you. Go ahead, Councilor Booth. Did you have your hand up? I'm sorry.
Yep.
I just saw it come back.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Thank you. I'm here today to speak about the closed meeting investigation report prepared by Principals Integrity regarding the May 13th, 2005 meeting. This report is not simply another document to be filed away. It contains a clear finding that the township did not comply with the Municipal Act or its own procedure bylaw when it discussed advisory committee resignation letters in closed session. Importantly, the report also states that it must be made public and that council is required to pass a resolution outlining how it intends to address these findings. So the question before council today is simple. Will we treat this as information only, or will we act on it? I strongly urge council to act. Transparency and accountability are not optional. They are fundamental responsibilities of municipal government. The investigator made it clear that resignation letters in general do not qualify for closed session. They are not inherently personal matters, and any sensitive information can be redacted while still ensuring the public is informed. When decisions or discussions that should be public are held behind closed doors, it undermines public trust. And rebuilding that trust requires more than acknowledgement. It requires meaningful action. Council has an opportunity today to demonstrate leadership and a commitment to openness by formally supporting the findings of the Integrity Commissioner, acknowledging the violation of the Municipal Act and Procedure Bylaw, directing that resignation letters be handled in an open session moving forward with appropriate redactions where necessary, and implementing clear practices to ensure that this situation does not happen again. This is not about assigning blame. This is about improving how we govern. The public expects transparency, especially in matters involving representation on advisory committees. These are public roles, and changes to those roles should be visible to the community. Simply receiving this report for information would fall short of what is required and what is expected. The report itself calls for a response, and I believe the public deserves to see that response reflected in concrete action. In closing, I ask council to do more than acknowledge this report. I ask that you stand behind it, act on it, and reinforce your commitment to open and accountable governance. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Lobo. I'll be short. I will, be putting forward that it be received for information. We have been informed of why it was dealt with the way it was. I'm not going to muddy the waters with, speculation or anything else. I trust our staff have handled it correctly. And, I would, be moving forward to have it received for information. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? Yes, please.
Through Mr. Mayor, the motion on the floor is that the Council of Corporations Township of Alderman acts as follows. That the closed meeting investigation, the 15th, 2025 report from closed meeting investigator Principals Integrity be received for information, and that council implement the report recommendations in whole. That was moved by Councillor O'Neill, seconded by Councillor Booth.
Further questions? Go ahead, Councilor Booth.
I'm requesting a recorded vote, please.
Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Lobo.
Yeah, we're calling.
I'd like clarification.
Yes.
So the recorded vote is that, this report from our IC be received for information. Is that what we're voting for?
Go ahead, please, Madam Clerk.
So through Mr. Mayor, the motion on the floor is that it be received for information and that council implement the report recommendations as a whole. As a matter of our standard procedure, we receive all reports for information. Excuse me, but when it was moved, it was added with the caveat that the report recommendations be implemented in whole.
So what I'm asking again is that, this vote that we are doing right now, is it that it be received for information and that no further action will be done?
Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
So through Mr. Mayor, Deputy Mayor, the motion is that it's received and that council is a two-part and that the report recommendations be implemented.
In 13.1.
That's correct. So council, when we do the recorded vote, you'll be voting to receive it for information as we do for all of our reports, as well as that the recommendations be implemented in whole.
Mayor Lobo, thank you for that clarification. It's been very helpful.
Thank you. Well, proceed, please.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, we've had a request for a recorded vote from Councillor Booth. I will go through a recorded vote procedure. I'll go through names alphabetically, starting with Councillor Booth, who has made the recommendation for the request for the recorded vote. When I call your name, please answer how you will vote on the following motion. That the closed meeting investigation, May 13th, 2025 report from closed meeting investigator Principles Integrity be received for information and that council implement the report recommendations in whole. Councillor Booth.
Yes.
Councillor Ainsworth.
No.
Councillor O'Neill.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Stover.
No.
Mayor Lobo.
No.
Motion is defeated. Still doing the report, so it's received for information. Yeah, so you've got your three options from. So you have three options that were provided to you.
Okay, thank you. I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Madam Clerk, that the one that we voted on was, number 3, choose to implement the recommendations in whole or in part. And that's been defeated, so we have options 1 or option 2 to, follow through and make a decision on. So it's the one is to receive the report for information and take no further action, or receive the report but decline to adopt its recommendations. Go ahead, Councillor Ainsworth.
So you, Mayor, I'm going to receive the report, no further issue.
Receive the report for information and take no further action?
Yeah.
Okay, seconder? Seconded by Deputy Mayor Stover. Comments? Go ahead, Councillor Booth.
Recorded vote, please.
Go ahead.
I am asking what will happen. We have a very large number of letters now because this has been a full year of going on. We have had several resignations and all of them are sort of in limbo here. So what is going to happen? I believe, anyway, what does happen now with all of those resignations?
Madam Clerk?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, once we receive direction from council on how we like the resignation that is handled, we will be proceeding as directed with council. This, again, we would be following our standard practice, which is they would be continued to go in closed session as per the directions of the Ombudsman, the Integrity Commissioner, the Municipal Act, permissions, and so on and so forth. So we'd be continuing in closed session as we always have done in the standard practice here at the province.
Follow
Sorry, I'm looking at what I've been provided to guide my decision, and what I've been provided doesn't support what you have just explained.
That's why we have a closed meeting, initially, so we could have a full understanding before you would have to make your decision. Go ahead, Councilor Ainsworth.
Through you, Mayor. It's quite clear what the rules are in closed meetings and the rules are for personal information. And we do this all the time. We can't pick and choose and come up with options for how to take stuff out of a report so that we can bring it to open or not. It comes to us as it is. So we have, I believe staff would have to make the decision, whether it's an open or closed. They make the decision. They have the background and they have the municipal act. And it was clearly stated in there. An outside source can't pick and choose what it wants to say to change that opinion. And that's what I see that's going on. The fact that there was personal information in those letters, it should have come to close. Staff did their job and did it right. We can sit here all day and debate what's right or wrong, but the fact that there was personal information in there about multiple people, it should not have come into open.
Thank you. Councilor Root.
Through you, your worship. The last page of the Integrity Commission's report here says, we have completed our investigation into the complaint. Based upon our assessment of the evidence, the resignation letters did not meet the requirement of an exception to the open meeting rules of the Municipal Act 2001 or of the Township's procedure bylaw. It is our recommendation that the resignation letter should be redacted for personal information and then added to an upcoming regular council meeting. So Councilor Ainsworth, the Integrity Commissioner is saying that there are some names in there, they can be redacted, but the resignation letter should still come out in open. And in the past, for example, last council, if you look back, resignation letters were always in open. So this is a change in practice, what the township is doing now.
Thank you. Any other comments? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Lobo. I'm just seeking some clarity from Councillor Ainsworth. So I'm looking at the Provincial Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, which I believe should be guiding the information. And I'm looking at the purposes in there, and I see that the purpose of the act is to provide a right to access of information under the control of institutions, which is us, in accordance with the principles that 1, information should be available to the public. 2, necessary exemptions from the right of access should be limited and specific. So this isn't limited or specific because it's applying to all resignation letters if we proceed. Number 3, decisions on the disclosure of information should be reviewed independently by the institution controlling the information. And to protect the privacy of individuals with respect to personal information about themselves held by institutions. So that would be things like addresses or emails, those types of things. And to provide individuals with the right to access to that information. So I believe that, I guess my question to you, Councillor Ainsworth, where this seems to be countering yours, so what are you referencing in your argument, please?
Mayor Lobo, point of order, please.
Thank you. What's your point?
I believe the question should be going through you.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Overruled. You should be going through me, so please address your questions to me and I will decide where it's going to. Thank you. Go ahead.
I just would like to respond to that challenge to how I behave at this council table. You did give me the floor, and I did thank you for giving me the floor. And fair enough, if you choose to pass the question on, that's fair enough. But I do not believe that
You should be coming through me and I will pass on your question to.
Correct, but you had already given me the floor.
Yeah, but I didn't say you could use Mr. Councilor Ainsworth's name in questioning now, like, just ask the question. What is your question?
It is, I would like some clarity as to my fellow councillor's argument that he is relying upon.
Thank you. Councilor Ainsworth, your response?
Through you, Mayor. Just right in their own report here, 239 Q8. Personal matters about identifiable individual, including municipal or local employees, about the subject of solicitor client privilege, and so it's, there's all kinds of personal information in there.
Yeah,
They can't pick and choose what they want to take out or put in. Like, I don't know what else we gotta say here,
okay.
or, you know,
I think we're going back over something we've already decided. The motion on the floor that we have today is to receive the report for information and take no further action. We've already talked about number 3, which is choose to implement the recommendations in whole or in part. That was rejected. So we're at either 1 or 2, and we've got a motion on the floor for number 1, receive the report for information and take no further action. Go ahead, Councilor Booth.
Through you, your worship, to the comment from Councillor Ainsworth, you are totally incorrect. The Integrity Commissioner says we can pick and choose. We can take a letter of resignation and redact the personal information, which is addresses or email things like that. And then the bulk of the letter can go through. When you make the comment, they can't pick and choose, they can't take stuff, yes, they can. It's done all the time. And that's what they're saying. So if there is personal information in there, staff can redact it, and then the rest of the letter can come forward. And that's right there in the Integrity Commissioner saying that.
Mayor Lovell, I'd like to call the vote. Thank you.
Okay. Order vote. Okay. Somebody asked for the order vote. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, we've had a recorded vote requested by Councilor Booth. I started with Councilor Booth. I'll ask members of council how you intend to vote on the motion as follows. When I call your name, we're going to go alphabetically. When I call your name, please answer yea or nay on the following motion. That the closed meeting investigation, May 13th, 2025 report from the closed meeting investigator, Principal's Integrity, be received for information, and that no further action be taken. Councilor Booth.
No.
Councilor Ainsworth.
yes.
Councilor O'Neill.
No.
Deputy Mayor Stover.
Yes.
Mayor Lovell.
Yes,
Motion is carried 3-2.
thank you. Okay, we're gonna move on to bylaws. Okay, or 13.2. Is an addendum, and it's requesting that we start the May 26th meeting. I believe it's at 8:30 AM rather than 9:30. So that's what's on the table for a motion. So can I get a motion to alter the start time of the meeting for May 26, 2026? Moved by Deputy Mayor Stover, second by Councilor Ainsworth. Discussion, go ahead.
Just to clarify, what time is it?
It's 8:30. Thank you. Further questions or comments? All in favor? Motion's carried. Bylaws. The first bylaw is bylaw 2026-33. Establish terms of reference for 2026 to 2030 joint compliance audit committee. It is recommended, it's BL 2026-33, establishing terms of reference for 2026 to 2030 joint compliance audit committee. It is recommended the Council of the Corporation of Township of Alamo enact as follows. that bylaw 2026-33 being a bylaw to establish terms of reference for the 2026 to 2030 Joint Compliance Audit Committee be given a first, second, and third reading and finally passed this 12th day of May 2026. Did I get a mover and second? Moved by Councilor O'Neill, seconded by Deputy Mayor Stover. Any questions or comments? Go ahead, Councilor O'Neill.
I did notice that, the town of Coburg has already put up something looking for, people to be on this committee. And I'm just wondering how residents in Alnwick, Haldeman will learn about this and know that they should be applying for.
Go ahead.
Through Mr. Mayor, thank you, Councilor Ray, for the question. We will, once the bylaw is approved here today, if it's approved here today, excuse me, we will proceed with advertising it, directing all of our residents to the town of Coburg website as they are getting the applications as we proceed with the joint transit.
Thank you.
Did you have a question, Councilor? No. Okay, further questions? All in favor? Motion's carried. I actually, wait, quick, I didn't realize we did this, but we've always done it. Okay. I will read the paper. Okay, we're gonna move on to bylaw number 2026-34, which is a bylaw to amend the code of council code of conduct 2026-05-12. It is recommended that the council the corporation of township with Elm, Haldeman, and Anactus Falls. The bylaw 2026-34 being a bylaw to amend the council code of conduct be given its first, second, and third reading and finally passed this 12th day of May 2026. Can I get a mover and a second? Moved by Deputy Mayor Stover, second by Councilor Ainsworth. Any discussion? Go ahead, Councilor O'Neill.
Thank you, Mayor Lobo. What we have before us is whether or not this council will protect the independence of the integrity commissioner for this municipality. The motion on April 14th that has led us here today was moved forward without justification or concerns being raised as the basis for the proposed amendment. It appears to be arbitrary decision for which the underlying motivations are at best unclear and at worst hidden. The proposed amendment was circulated to the Integrity Commissioner itself, who raised serious concerns about the impact of this amendment, particularly on the independence of the Integrity Commissioner. To be clear, the Integrity Commissioner advised against this amendment. But before I continue, I would like to briefly review the purpose of the Integrity Commissioner as outlined in the May 1st, 2025 presentation to this council. An Integrity Commissioner's statutory role is to carry out in an independent manner the following functions: advice on ethical policy development, education on matters related to ethical behavior, providing on request advice and opinions to council, members of council, and members of local boards, providing a mechanism to receive inquiries, which are often referred to as complaints, which allege a breach of ethical responsibilities, resolving complaints informally where appropriate, and investigating, reporting, and making recommendations to council on those complaints that cannot be resolved informally, while being guided by council's codes, policies, and protocols. Principles Integrity, which is who we've hired to be our Integrity Commissioner, has provided this council with education through 2 training sessions and through the annual reports to council. All members of this council have discussed situations with the Integrity Commissioner and received professional advice. Several complaints have been resolved informally. We do not know the reasons for this proposed amendment, since the three members who voted in favor of the amendment did so without a coherent argument. So the motion on the table is to dismiss the integrity commissioner in a manner that is arbitrary and capricious and leaves the township exposed to further arbitrary and capricious actions. It appears to me that this motion is being motivated not because there is a problem with our integrity commissioner in the discharge of their statutory obligation, but because certain members of this council are not pleased with their decisions. Let's all take a step back and look at the broader context. An independent integrity commissioner is crucial for fostering public trust, ensuring ethical conduct among elected officials, and enforcing codes of conduct through impartial investigations. By acting independently of council, they provide unbiased advice, education, and accountability, mitigating conflicts of interest and strengthening democratic governance. It is precisely because this is such a crucial role that the higher standard of a 2/3 vote is the standard set in our current council code of conduct. Will this council uphold protection for the independence of our integrity commissioner and vote down this motion?
Thank you. Comments? Councilor Ainsworth.
Thank you, Mayor. So this isn't any different than anybody would do running a business. If we've got a party or an outside source that we're not happy with, we have the opportunity to change.
Yeah, we're discussing the code of conduct, not going way off.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what,
Not the agreement. Yeah, we're not discussing the agreement, we're discussing the bylaw.
yes, but that's the option that we had. So, and it shouldn't be any different than the other process that we had. You know, just the majority vote. And that's what we're saying, we're replacing it, we're not getting rid of something.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor.
Through you, Mayor Lobo. A little concerned on some of the wording that has been mentioned so far. As I had said in the meeting, my reason for bringing this forward is that it would be consistent with our other contracted administration contracts that we have. That is it. So it's a little unfair to have a lot of other words thrown, but that is why I brought it forward. It's pretty clean. I don't want to get into mudslinging or anything else, but that is why I brought it forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments? I'm ready to vote. Okay, well, we're in the
Once
resolution.
again, a recorded vote, Mayor Lobo, please.
Requesting for a vote, please go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, we've had a request for a recorded vote from Councillor O'Neill, starting with Councillor O'Neill, and I'll go through alphabetically. If members of council can please vote yea or nay on the following motion when I call your name. That bylaw 2026-34, being a bylaw to amend the code of conduct, be given a first, second, and third reading, and finally pass this 12th day of May 2026. Councillor O'Neill,
No.
Councillor Ainsworth,
Yes.
Councillor Booth,
No.
Deputy Mayor Stover,
Yes.
Mayor Lobo.
Yes,
Motion is carried 3-2.
thank you. Moving on, we'll go to bylaw number 2026-35. Executed an agreement with Peak Construction for the Grafton Well project. It is recommended the council of the corporation of Township of Elmwood Cove and Annapolis Falls. The bylaw 206-35 being the bylaw to execute an agreement with Peak Construction Grafton Well project, be given a first, second, and third read. and finally pass this 12th day of May 2026. Did I get a mover and second? Moved by Councillor Ainsworth, second by Deputy Mayor Stover. Any comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That motion's carried. Announcements of notice of motion. We have a motion by Councillor Booth, I think it was submitted by Councillor Booth, regarding fire chief and deputy fire chief vehicle extrication, external identification point. So during is our regular practice that we have this here, or do we bring it up today? Close to the next meeting, is that okay with you, Councillor Booth? I think there's a report actually that is prepared to go tomorrow regarding the,
That's fine.
okay? So that'll be going on next week's agenda for Cal. Okay, you have a question? For me? Okay. So, request by Councillor O'Neill to add an agenda item for Wicklow. Okay. Yes, for the Wicklow Beach. The boat launch. Okay, go ahead, Councillor O'Neill.
Thank you very much for adding this to the agenda. This Wicklow Beach is a much used and much loved. The boat launch is much used and much loved. We had concerns brought forward last year about the buildup of the sand and such that only very small boats were able to launch. So this is not something new. It's not something that staff hasn't been aware of as an issue. So, and council, we've certainly been aware of the issue. So my bringing it forward today is council's piece is just to make sure that staff moving forward with this are able to, do so in a timely manner. So I would like to make a motion at this point, if I could.
Yep.
That, staff, have the ability to utilize the amount in the reserves for dredging, the full amount.
Are you a seconder? Councillor Booth? Discussion? Councillor Deputy Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor Lobo. My suggestion would be that, it come back through a report. I believe this has been discussed, and I just want to make sure that, we can put it, on a schedule, so it's not coming back all the time, that it's consistently being followed, not that it's not. And so I'm not sure if we have all the information to go ahead and get this done. If we could put it to Cal, I think, that might not be a bad idea. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Can I get a motion, we've already got a motion to defer, can I get a seconder to defer? Go ahead, you're seconding it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, seconded by Councillor Ainsworth to defer. Discussion, go ahead, Councillor O'Neill.
My sense of urgency here and my concern about deferring this is there's a very small window. I'm not an expert on dredging, but I do know that, Coburg is already in the process of dredging, and that there's a lot of rules about when fish are spawning, and I don't know what all the rules are, but my understanding is it's a very tight window. And I would hate to see the hands of our staff tied because they do not have access to that money. So I'm just trying to make sure staff can proceed without any delays in funding. Just to clarify, they are going to be setting the timelines, but as council, I'm making sure that we don't create an unnecessary hurdle by them having to come back for funding.
Thank you, Councillor Ainsworth.
Through you, Mayor, I do agree with the motion to get that, the boat launch dredge, and I know it's in good need of it. And, Councilor Neal makes a valid point about the timing. But I just wondered if there's something already in the book, because we've talked about this multiple times. So I guess the report coming back to say where we are with this whole process, so because it came up through budget time. And, there was some money allotted for it, so if it's already in the works, maybe we should hear that.
I'd like some clarification from staff. Is some money in the budget? Can you comment on that?
Your Mayor Local, I can't comment on the budget at this time, because it's not before me. I do know that, our intern Parks and Rec manager has been working on a report to council, and I have sent them a message to follow up today. So if we can get it on next week's agenda, then we will do that for an update to council.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay with that? So, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, well, that's you're taking another time. Context.
Okay, so for clarity, for a point of clarity, so Councillor O'Neill, I have your motion as that staff be authorized to use the full amount available in the dredging reserves to dredge the Wicklow boat launch. Okay, so we had that moved by Councillor O'Neill, seconded by Councillor Booth. It was then subsequently, there was a motion to defer to the May committee of the whole meeting for staff to report back with more information. I have that moved by Deputy Mayor Stover and seconded by Councillor Ainsworth, and that's what we're currently voting on. That is the motion to defer.
Okay. And can we add something to say that we're waiting till the Cal meeting for staff report? Did I miss that?
Yeah, so that's what they're voting on.
Okay, so we're waiting, we're gonna get a report on the Cal from staff. Go ahead. Okay. Councilor Ainsworth, any questions? Councilor Ainsworth?
Just a quick one. I wonder if, our Parks and Rec manager could look into the timing manners as Councilor O'Neill talked about when it comes to, fish spawning and stuff like that.
I expected that all will be in his report, because I know that is an issue. I'm sure that, the CAOs confirmed that, or conveyed that on to
Thank you.
Parks and Rec. Further questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried. Okay, the next one, we have an added agenda item regarding Tucker Road. This was requested by Councillor Booth. Please go ahead.
Yeah, through your worship, so, Township of Alderman Haldeman has received a resident petition letter dated April 24th, 2026 on behalf of the residents of Tucker Road regarding the police live fire training activities at the gravel pit. And I can confirm, speaking to them, that the live firing has started in April already and it's continuing on. So, I thought it important that we bring this up because I would like to make a motion after maybe I'll make the motion now then. I'd like to make this motion that council directs staff to request that the township's legal counsel undertake a review of the police live firing training activities at the Behan gravel pit, including identifying applicable municipal, provincial, and other regulatory frameworks. 2, determining what authority, if any, the township has with respect to these activities. And number 3, outlining any options available to council to address these concerns. And have staff report back to council with the findings of the legal review and any recommended actions available to the township.
Thank you. I'll get a seconder. Seconded by Councilor O'Neill.
Yeah.
Comments? Councilor Booth, do you have anything more to add to that?
Just to add that this has been an ongoing concern for years and years and years. So, I mean, they've contacted me again, they've started in April, and the residents are getting fed up, so we don't want this to be delayed anymore, and I'm not sure what, if anything, we can do. But in their letter, they did raise a lot of questions about, for example, they have to have a license by the province and this and that and everything, so I'm hoping our legal department can get back to us to say, this is exactly what they have to have, and if they have all of that, can we as council, do we have any power to stop it or do things or not? So I think it's only fair to get back to the residents to show that we take their concerns seriously. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor Lovell. Mayor Lovell, through you. I'd just like to ask staff, particularly Dave, if he has any input at this time, or would it all come through on the report? Thank you.
Go ahead, CEO.
Thank you through you, Mayor, to council. I will decline to comment pending legal opinion.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions or comments? I guess my only comment was I did receive a letter too. I know that there has been some talk about trying to work things out. It hasn't gone very well. And so I think we do have to find out legally. I tend to agree with Councilor Booth, what we can legally do and what we can't do. And then if it's our responsibility to do something, then we should do something. If it's not, then it's not up to us, and then they'll have to take that to a different level. Okay. Question the date on there. Well, it depends on how long it takes to get a legal opinion, I guess.
Yeah, the sooner the better, hopefully, because they're gonna stop probably in June sometime, and then they start back up again in August or September. So I think if we can show the residents that we have asked for a legal opinion, I'm sure they can get back to us rather quickly, hopefully.
Probably in June, probably. Perhaps we shoot for that date. I think that's a reasonable amount. Yeah,
Thank you, Mayor Lovell. If I may ask Councillor Booth, a question. Did you include input from staff as well in your motion? Did you ask for input from staff as well? I know you covered a lot, but I'm just wondering if you asked for input.
No, because there has been discussions with the CAO, and we did have discussions with Tucker Road people to try and come to some kind of, and that fell through. So I think where we're left now is what legally can we do? I don't know. And as the mayor said, we don't know what authority we have. So they're asking for us to make sure that these people have all the permits and stuff like that. So staff is more than welcome to make a comment when they give us the legal, from a lawyer saying what we can and cannot do. And hopefully staff will make a recommendation that whether we can do something with the noise bylaw or whether we go to the province or what, I don't know.
Thank you.
any further comments? All in favor? Motion carried. That includes all we did. Next one is moving back into closed session. Motion to move into closed session is recommended to council of the corporation of the township of Allen Toll and act as follows: that the regular council meeting of May 12, 2026, move into a closed session under Municipal Act sections 239 2B, personal matters of identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, labor relations, or employee negotiations.
Mr. Mayor, you're missing 15.1.
Did we do that?
You did that, so.
We did that.
Yeah.
Fire vehicles?
Yeah, we said you were okay to move into the.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's right, yeah.
I'll get no further than good. I'll start again.
You have to turn the page.
I did turn the page. Advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for the purpose. A position, plan, procedure, criteria, or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of municipal or local board, and Municipal Act, Section 239.31, education or training regarding a third-party service provider contract, labor relations matters, staffing matters, and reading of form of council members. Do I get a mover seconded? Moved by Deputy Mayor Stover, seconded by Councilor Booth. All in favor? That's carried. Let's take 10 minutes and be back at 11. On this clock, 11:20. Thank you, everyone. We are reporting, finished and closed, and I'll report, what was discussed in closed as permitted. Council met in closed session and discussed 4 separate reports related to the following matters: third-party service provider contract negotiations, labor relations matters, staffing matters, and a legal opinion regarding a decision letter from the closed meeting investigator. Staff were provided direction and will be proceeding as discussed in closed. The opinions provided, the option provided, and an assessment of the decisions, letter analysis, reasons and conclusions, as well as guidance on the open meeting requirements under the Municipal Act 2001. Among other things, the opinion advised that a meeting within a meeting of section 238 of the Municipal Act 2001 occurs where a quorum of council members is present and members discuss or otherwise deal with any matter in a way that materially advances the business or decision-making of council. The opinions explain that material advances may include discussions, debates, or decisions that are intended to lead to specific outcomes, persuade decision makers, build consensus, or otherwise shape future deliberations. The opinion also clarified that the mere receipt of or exchange of information is unlikely to materially advance business or decision making, provided there is no attempt to discuss or debate the information as it relates to a specific matter that is or will be before council. Can I get a mover and a second for that? Oh, I'm sorry. Deputy Mayor Stover, Councilor Ainsworth. All in favor? Motion is carried. Confirming bylaw. Bylaw 2026-36, confirming bylaw 2026-36. It is recommended the Council of the Corporation of Township of Alvin Sullivan act as follows. The bylaw number 2026-36 being the bylaw to adopt the proceedings of a regular council meeting held on the 12th day of May 2026 and to authorize its execution be given the first, second, and third reading and finally pass this 12th day of May 2026. Mover and seconder. Moved by Councilor Booth, seconded by Councilor Ainsworth. Discussion, all in favor? Motion is carried. Adjournment, it is recommended the Council of the Corporation of Township of Alvin Sullivan act as follows. The regular council meeting held on May 12th be adjourned at 12:05 p.m. Mover and seconder, moved by Councilor O'Neill and seconded by Councilor Booth. All in favor? That is carried. The day is ended. Thanks very much for being here. Wish everybody, you and your family, all a happy long weekend. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you.